Everybody, we're live. I'm Mormozine. This is Mormozine, where we talk about horror, punk rock, and all kinds of cool things. I'm with Joe Castro tonight, who's the director of Terror Tunes 1, 2, and 3, and an awesome special effects artist. Man, I just Terror Tunes 3 was my favorite movie of last year. It just blew my mind, man. It was so packed with special effects. I couldn't even believe it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that. And I just want to say I'm really honored and I'm very humbled to be on your show this evening. Thank you for having me on as a guest.
Yeah, totally. I'm really interested about asking some questions about monsters, and like I was figuring, if you have a monster, you have a movie practically, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I sometimes I like to start off like a movie with just the creature design in the poster, and but I mean, it can go anyway. It can go either way. Good story and a good script is great, but if you have a full monster suit, you can make a movie. A lot of
Yeah, I
people
mean,
a lot of people are game to jump right in and make a movie.
yeah, for sure. I was totally thinking that. And then how do, how does a filmmaker go about hiring a special effects artist?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Basically, whenever I am introduced to a motion picture, the director normally likes to send me a script, and then but I love to read scripts, but more importantly, I'd like to know what we're working with. Is there a budget? What's the special effects budget? So that way we know if we're going to be able to do something that is. I mean, I'm kind of like at a point right now in my career where I have to produce something that is of a certain caliber. It's all every job for me today is important, no matter how big or how small the budget is. So I have to know if what we're working with is going to be able to produce something of the quality and the caliber that I need to produce. And
Yeah.
does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So I'd
It
like to know
does,
what the
because
budget
I
is.
imagine you want to keep getting better and improving,
Right,
and keep putting
right,
out a better product each time. Is That's
well,
how
and
I
people
work,
see
I
my
know.
right, and people see my work, and they have a certain expectancy of the quality of product I'm gonna be producing. Like here behind me, this is the original Doctor Carnage,
Yeah, I love that guy.
or the original Terror Tunes, and I think he sculpted this thing in like a day. And this he only had like about a day to do it. And we were young. I think we were 30. This was almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago when he did this, and we were just going on pure adrenaline when we made these things. And I don't know if you noticed, but look, it's kind of me. He actually modeled it after me. Let me see if I can get my profile. Anyways, it's supposed to be me.
That's awesome.
and and then but today I do stuff like this thing here. Let me see.
Oh,
The
wow.
caliber and the quality of the. Let me see if I can. There we go. So
That's
there you go. So I expect everything I do when it comes to a creature, I expect it to be of a certain caliber, and I want to know what the effects breakdown is. So normally, I like to ask people to go through their script and just, especially if it's a PDF, and just highlight every time there's a special effect with a marker, so I can go through and I can find it quickly. Or they can go through it, highlight everything, and then put together like a beat sheet, like one page that has the scene number, the page number, and the description of the special effect. And if they can present that to me, we can begin a conversation, and I can, maybe possibly we can work something out. I can tell them if it's doable, what kind of money they're playing with, and they can have, you know, uh, caliber special effects in their picture. They can have an original designed creature in their movie, and there's nothing like watching like an independent film, and then like when it's about ready to deliver the goods, and you see the monster, and it's an actual like studio looking sort of looking monster, and you deliver the goods,
yeah.
and the audience is happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah, with
yeah.
like practical effects, because they're more real. They're like a real physical object, and to me that's a lot scarier than like CGI and stuff. But you do really great with CGI too, man. There was tons of great CGI in Terror Tunes 3, and so while I'm talking about Terror Tunes, I was The first Terror Tunes movie I rented at Hollywood Video, and then the third Terror Tunes movie I watched on Amazon Prime. And I'm wondering, like which is a better opportunity for the filmmaker of those two?
Okay, okay, that's a great question. That's a great question. Well, I just want to say that the original Terror Tunes was, it was kind of like it was like a, it was a specialty movie when it came out. Terror Tunes One came out in 2002, and it was like it went to Blockbuster home video, and it went to a Hollywood home video, and Netflix had just started, and the box cover was so like weird and kind of like interesting and unique, and so there was nothing like it to compete with it at the time. So it was financially, it was a very successful film. In fact, it was the most successful micro budget film of the year through Blockbuster Home
Wow.
Video. We made the movie for $2,300, and there was a copy of it in every Blockbuster and Hollywood Video in America. So
That's
there were eight copies.
awesome.
There were 8 copies of it in every. Yeah, and I mean it doesn't that doesn't happen anymore because there are no more Hollywood videos or no more Blockbuster videos. So it was a really unique experience, and I'm happy that I was able to like have a film that had that opportunity and that happened. And but to like today with Terror Tunes 3, um, the quality of Terror Tunes 3, if you get to download it from iTunes, or you get to download it in the high resolution, because it has a lot of CGI in it, and it also does have a lot of practical. The quality is better than the original Terror Tunes 1, and it's just a different game altogether these days. This is just a different product, a different way of making entertainment, and the movie has the ability to reach a wider audience, but you have to weed through all the other stuff before you get to it. So people kind of have to do like a little treasure hunt to find my movie because it's not represented by a big studio.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's really great. And when a director's on set, like what can he do to help the effects person to pull off the effect?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Whenever a director and a producer are working with a special effects artist on set, it's a good idea to just have some communication beforehand. I always, in advance, whenever I'm working on any project, I will draw a picture, or I'll create a Photoshop picture design of things the way I think they should look, or I will go online and I will Google like decapitation, or like face burnt off, or like throat cut open, or like kneecap torn off, and I will like literally send the director a picture of an actual one. I'm like, do you want this? And they're like, no, 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 or oh yeah, 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 like that. You know what I mean? So we get an idea. And I think the best gift of all working on movies and special effects artists and with directors and producers is the communication. I mean, if my director is happy, I'm happy. And so communication is the key. And you start off right away by communicating with these people, sending them reference photos, and then they get to pick and choose. You're kind of like at a grocery store. They want this much blood, but they want it to look this realistic. And there's plenty of reference online nowadays. I always try to go with stuff that's like actual pictures of actual medical pictures, and things that are the actual photographs. I don't ever send people stuff that's like other people's artwork or like other people's designs. I start with real things, and then I do mashups of like actual animals and stuff like that. Like this thing right here, this thing back here, that, believe
Yeah.
it or not, that thing's design was like this like really old withered man, and I just stretched it and pulled it digitally. I did a whole bunch of stuff digitally, and I came up with this face. But this is like, it was like this dying old man. He had like these dead eyes. See how it kind of has got dead eyes and these real wrinkled forehead. And so I just kind of like did some Photoshop of a picture of a real old man and came up with this and sent it to the director. And that's how that design got approved. You know?
Nice. What movie is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
from?
This is actually from Glass Cabins Films. It's a movie called Vexed. It came out last year. It won so many different awards. If you Google it online, it'll come up. But Mark Cartwright directed that, and he hired me to make this creature for his film. And it's a full body. It has a suit. It has got long, gangly hands, and yeah. So, but when he brought me in on the project, he had already photographed the whole thing, and he just needed to film the monster. And he had the makeup artist on set do something with somebody's hand and some makeup on a guy's face that they thought they could, use to do the monster, but it just wasn't the A game they wanted. So they came to me and they showed me the film, and I said, "Hey, this is what it's going to take to do what you need." So we came up with this creature here.
Wow, I'll be sure and look it up. And another movie I want to look up is Summer Massacre. That's been on my list to see.
You haven't seen that yet? Oh,
I haven't seen it yet. I've been wanting to see it for a long time, and I saw you can get it for $2 on Prime.
Yeah, absolutely. Summer Massacre. I don't know if you know this, but it actually holds the Guinness Book of World Record for the highest body count in a slasher movie. It has 155 kills. And
that's so awesome.
so if you think about it, it's like it's 98 minutes. There's 155 kills, so you're gonna get at least one kill every minute.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's great. It's a good film. It's one of my favorite films. The first 25 minutes of the movie is literally it's this insane guy running around murdering people with different objects. And it's 25 minutes of that. It's like nonstop. And the music track, the guy that wrote the music, his name is Andy Garfield. He's like, "Do you want music through this whole kill thing?" I thought, "Yeah, from beginning to end." I went 25 minutes of music, just like like a steamroller, just going through everybody. And he's like, "Okay." So it's kind of an interesting watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
highly recommend it.
I'm definitely gonna watch it now. I'll make a review of it.
I haven't taken this character right here out in a long time, but I thought I'd take him out for the show. Gretel is the lead villain from Terror Toons 2, and just got these googly eyeballs. I had her put away in plastic, but I decided to take her out. My good friend Gary Marcello helped me design this character, and he came up with the ostrich feather hair, kind of like a Muppet kind of thing. We're trying to do something new for Terror Toons 2. And Gary used to work for Bob Mackey, the same costume designer that does all the Cher's costumes and the Carol Burnett show. And so it was nice to bring Gary in on Terror Toons 2. And Gary actually had a big influence in the look of that whole film.
Nice. That looks.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, you froze up a little bit, but my friend Stephen R. Burr, he says this is awesome and a kill a minute. He's stoked to check out Summer Massacre.
Did I lose you? Well, I was just talking about Gretel. So, yeah, you know what? I think the trailer for Summer Massacre is up on YouTube, and I think it's on Vimeo. You can get it on Vimeo.
Right on. Where can I watch Terror Toons 2? Is that on Amazon too?
That's on. I think it's on. Terror Toons 2 is on Vimeo as well. In fact, you can get 1, 1.5, and 2 all for one low price. Because there's actually like a Terror Toons 1.5. It's a short. It's like 15 minutes long, but it's really warped. It's super warped, and it's kind of like it's just kind of like a little nightmare vignette that goes between 1 and 2.
Nice.
It stars Eric Spudek and Kelly Myersfield, and Jeff Dylan Graham's in it, and of course Dr. Carnage is in it.
Right on, dude. Yeah, that's going right on my list too, and I'll review them on my channel.
Oh, great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Those are fun watches. But definitely have to have like a very bizarre taste, though. I mean, we laugh at like really dark, morbid, twisted comedy humor. And I remember the first time I showed my mother Terror Toons 1. At the end, she came to the premiere when it was here at Raleigh Studios, and at the end of the movie, she goes, "I just don't get it." That's all she could say. It turned out to be like my most successful film of all. And she's like, "I just don't get it," And I'm like, "It's okay, Mom. It's okay," So.
Oh, awesome! I was just talking to my mom, and she was telling me she's glad I stuck with this because I've been doing this character in this show for like over 10 years now. I've been doing this for a while. And my friend Stephen R. Burr, he says he'll build sets for you if you want.
Yeah, tell him to hit me up on Facebook so we can talk. You know, and,
Cool. He's out of San Diego.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, for anybody who's watching, anybody that comes out to LA, hit me up before you come out here so we can grab coffee and talk shop and and hang out. I mean, that's all about. Once again, we go back to making relationships and building relationships with other people, working with these producers, working with costume people, working with script supervisors. It's all about building relationships, and that's where the real magic happens. If you can bond with somebody, you can have that like intimate, creative relationship where you can just let it be and let people do their thing and they can hone their craft. You get a really good product,
Wow, that's such good advice, man. I'm going to take that to heart because I know it takes a big team to make a movie, and
Absolutely. It's team
so
effort. That's right. No one does it alone. And, I just want to congratulate you for continuing on your journey in this creative field because I like to tell people the only difference between us and people that fail is that they quit. That's it. That's the only difference, There's always going to be someone who's doing bigger things and always going to be doing someone there's always going to be someone who's going to be doing smaller things than we are. And it's just great to be right in the middle of it all.
yeah, dude, totally. Joe, you froze up, so I'm not getting live video right now.
Okay.
But I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight, man. And you gave out some great advice. You're a real inspiration to me, man. Like I say, Terror Tunes 3, favorite movie of last year. I just absolutely love it.
Kind of you to say. I really appreciate that, Shane. Yeah. I had a whole bunch of other stuff. I was going to take this thing out and show you. I had this thing here, too. This is like when some guy's head gets blasted open. And I had, I was going to show you this chick here, too. And these are like these fangs I made way back. I don't know if there's this picture I did for Halloween many years ago, about 11 years ago. I don't know if you've seen it, but I have like a goat head penis, and I have this big long tongue. I don't know. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. It was a full body suit, right?
Yeah, these are the fangs from it. I've held on to them. They don't really fit me anymore, but yeah, but if anybody plans on coming out to LA, I would tell them hit me up ahead of time so we can get together and talk shop and you never know. You never know what kind of magic happens when people communicate and they get along. That's where real filmmaking happens. Because the higher people go, everybody's doing somebody a favor, even though they're paying big money. That means they must have big bills. It doesn't matter how high you go. It really doesn't. There's always somebody trying to turn a favor for somebody else. It's the same game. I don't care how high I go. It always seems like we're making a low budget movie, even though we get bigger money. Everybody's still playing the same game we did when we were making a movie for $2,000. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Right on, man. And I know you got a real exciting project coming out. I don't want to say too much about it, but I'm really looking forward to it. So maybe we can chat again when that's getting ready to come out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, I guess we're going to say goodbye and good night.
Yeah, definitely. But thanks for coming on, Joe. And everybody be sure and go check out his movies and his special effects work and everything.
Thank you, Shane. Be good to yourself.
Have a great night.
All right. Peace, brother.